Today I'm going to show you how to build a $12 million app in under 15 minutes. It's very straightforward and easy to do, and by the end of this walkthrough you're going to be able to create your own app or just completely adapt it to build something entirely new. But first, let's have a look at the app that we're going to recreate today.
This 17-year-old high school student built an AI nutrition app that's now worth $12 million. Meet Zach from the US. He created an app called Cal AI. It's super simple. Just snap a photo of your meal, and the app instantly breaks it down. Calories, protein, carbs, fats, everything you need to know. In just 4 months, Cal AI gained thousands of users and is now helping over 1 million people track their meals.
Okay, so before we get into this, let me show you exactly how this works. So you can see over here we have a web app where we can upload a photo of our food. I'm going to upload a photo like this, and I'm going to select Analyze Image, and in a couple of seconds it's going to return an analysis on that food. So now you can see after a couple of seconds it returned an analysis on the total carbs, fat and protein in that food. So we just uploaded an image, and within a few seconds we get this full report on the food, and we can save that then if we want to. Now here's a quick breakdown on how that works. So we have Lovable over here, which will create the front end to this app. So it's going to be able to create the images, the text, as you can see, and all of this front end to the app. And you can see it has a drop your photo in here, so that's where we can upload the image. Now if we just upload this image with nothing connected to the back end, then Lovable won't do anything with that image. It might create fake data, but it won't be real and it won't be practical. That's why when we upload the image, after we upload that image, we want to send it through to make.com. Make.com is going to send it to ChatGPT, which is going to analyze that image and output how many macros like the protein, carbs, fats, etc. When make.com does that, then you can see it has a webhook response. It's going to send it back over to Lovable, and that's how we get this neatly formatted results on the image that we just uploaded. So let's get straight into things and show you exactly how to build this. So the first thing we need to do is come over here to an app called Lovable, and again, like I said, Lovable is going to basically create the front end for us. Now in Lovable you have a text box like this where you type in the text, or you explain to Lovable what app we're trying to build today. Now because we want to build this quite quickly, I already have the prompt created. So you can see here we have prompt 1. This is what we're going to tell Lovable to do. So you can see here we say start a new project for SnapCal, build a clean professional landing page that shows only one step, pick, take food, then manually submit. Minimal modern look, light neutral background, white card with a soft shadow, one tasteful accent, no gradients, no animations. And we essentially tell Lovable the type of app that we want to build from a design perspective. So I'm going to copy that prompt, which I'm going to leave down below in one of the links so you can download it for completely free. I'm going to copy that prompt and I'm going to place it in here, and I'm going to click submit. When I submit that prompt, you can see Lovable is spinning up a preview. So it's going to basically spin up the first version of this app. So now you can see after Lovable has completed that process, it outputs an app like this, which is a very basic front end to the app, but it has all of the necessities that we need. So you can see down here, it has take photo, choose photo if we wanted to paste an image in here, but it basically has everything we need. Now, like I said before, when we upload an image here, we need it to be sent somewhere for analysis. So ChatGPT or somewhere like that. So that's where we're going to use make.com. So in order to be able to use the image that was uploaded on the app, you're going to come over here to make.com, and on make.com, just set up an account and click new scenario. Very straightforward. When you get a new scenario, then come down here to where it says webhooks and just select this and press custom webhook. After selecting custom webhook, come in here and select add. And we're going to give this webhook a name like Cal AI test. I'm going to save this. We get this URL right here. So after we have this webhook, we need to come back over here to the instructions. We're going to copy and paste prompt number 2 and bring it over to Lovable so we can tell it what to do from here. Paste this in here. This is basically telling Lovable, here is where we want you to send the image whenever somebody uploads it. So you can see here, we say when the user taps submit for analysis, send the image to this webhook URL. And in here is where we are going to insert the webhook URL that we just created. So I'm going to copy this, bring it back over to Lovable and insert it into the prompt here. So we basically say, send it to this URL whenever somebody has submitted an image. And after we insert the URL here, Lovable is going to know here is where you're going to send over all the information. And then this is going to trigger the make.com scenario. So you can see we tell Lovable exactly how we expect the information, so how to send it over. And we also tell Lovable here is the expected response. So this is how we're going to send it back from make back to Lovable. So I'm going to click submit on this now, and whenever this is finished, we're going to be able to upload images, and it's going to be able to trigger the webhook that we just created over here. So you can see here, Lovable has said that it has added the webhook to this app. So now if I come over here to make.com and I press run this module, we can now test to see if Lovable is triggering it. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to choose a photo, upload this image, and when I press submit for analysis, it should have sent that. Although we got an error, it should have sent that over here. And yes, so you can see now when we submit an image, it's going to trigger this make.com scenario. Now what we need to do when we have this image is we need to pass it over to ChatGPT and tell it to break it down into all of the macros for each specific part of the meal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come across here, I'm going to open OpenAI, I'm going to come down here to where I find analyze images. I'm going to select that. In the analyze image prompt, I'm going to go back over to the instructions and I'm going to find the OpenAI prompt. So it's prompt number 4. I'm going to copy all of this. I'm going to bring it back over to OpenAI and paste it in here. And this basically tells OpenAI to analyze this image of a meal and output only the valid JSON object. And this will be all of the meal details. So you can see we have meal name, the carbs, the fats, and the protein. And then this is the breakdown of each specific part of the meal. So like the salad, the chicken, the bread, etc. This JSON is what we previously prompted Lovable on. So we're telling Lovable exactly how to expect the JSON. But now this is basically ready to run. The only thing we need to do is we need to add the image to this. So I'm going to select add image. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to select image file. In here in image file, we need to come over here to where it says the A up here, and we're going to find where it says to binary. I'm going to select that, and in here is where we're going to select the image that Lovable has sent over to us. So you can see in here, after we've ran that webhook, the webhook now knows the example data that we're going to receive, and we're going to select this image base 64, and we're going to select this, and then we're going to put in base 64, just like the one you see in the example up here. Basically put in the binary data that we get from the webhook, which is basically the image, and then just type in base 64 with this colon here. When we press save, we can come back over here and we come up here to where it says webhooks, select webhook response, and in the body we're just going to put the results from OpenAI. And now this is basically ready to go, and our app is just about finished. The thing we need to do is we need to come back in here to OpenAI and select the model that we want to use. I'm going to use GPT-5 Nano because it's the quickest. So I'm going to select save on this, and we can now run this and test it one more time. So I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to get rid of this image and upload a new one like this, and we can submit this for analysis. And if we come back over here, you can see this is now running. So it took the image from Lovable, passed it over here to OpenAI, told it to break it down into all of these specific details like the macros, and then it sent it back over to the app. So you can see here it finished, sent it back over to the app, and now the app has all of the details on that meal and basically gives us the full breakdown of the total macros. You can see it was able to identify the steak, the roasted potatoes, and the broccoli. Now this kind of screen I don't like the look of, so we've created another prompt, which is prompt number 3. So I'm going to come up here, I'm going to copy all of prompt number 3, and this is basically going to redesign this page because I think we can make it look nicer. So I'm going to copy and paste prompt number 3 in here. I'm going to upload that. Now that we've submitted that prompt, it should clean up the results screen so it becomes a little bit more visually appealing. Okay, so you can see over here, Lovable has redesigned that page, and now we're ready to go live with this app. So I can come up here and press publish. And when we publish this app, it's going to give us a URL so we can start sharing it around. We can post it on TikTok, we can post it to friends, family, etc. And they can start using this app. So now you can see we have our app here. I can go over to this app. And now let's try and see what the updated screen looks like. Firstly, we're going to come over here to make.com and make sure this scenario is running. So we're going to press run down here. We're going to come back over to the app, upload an image, that same image again, and we're going to submit this for analysis. So you can see here it's analyzing my meal. If you come over to make.com, you can see ChatGPT is in the middle of analyzing it. Whenever this finishes, just finished, we can come back over here and you can see we have a lot neater page displaying all of the macros. So you can see the total macros, carbs, fats, proteins in that meal, and we have the full meal right here. So there's the full video done. We were able to replicate the Cal AI app in a matter of minutes. And you can do this for yourself, or you can think of creative ideas that you've had for apps and use lovableandmake.com to be able to make an app with absolutely no code. If you want to learn how to use AI more and to be able to sell this for businesses, click the first link in the description, which is my community, where I teach you the full suite of AI automations and how you can help businesses and make them pay you to do this.